I'm Joy and welcome back to QMIC Weekly. If you want to know the latest steel prices and the market trends in China, we will update regularly every Friday and don't miss out. Well, let's take a look at how China's steel prices go first. As predicted in our last video, this week prices continues to fluctuate. As of Thursday, we can see that China's national spot and the future prices both showed a small increase, but export prices fell. Specifically, the price of China's construction steel rebar remained flat, but the hot-rolled coil rose slightly by 90 yuan per ton. In the future market, rebar rose by 11 yuan per ton from last week, while the hot-rolled coil rose by 84 yuan per ton. However, China's export prices have decreased slightly, with hot-rolled coil down by $10 per ton and cold-rolled coils down by $20 per ton, both according to MySteel. According to the data, we can see that the market direction this week, however, is still unclear. On Monday this week, the Central Bank of China cut both 1-year and 5-year LPR to boost China's economic recovery and tackle the crisis in the property market. On Wednesday, China's State Council introduced 19 policy measures to boost China's recovery from heat waves, repeated COVID-19 outbreaks, and declining market sentiment. However, we must admit that China's property market is still in a tough place, and the area of new construction and projects is still shrinking. In addition, the manufacturing sector is also disturbed by power cuts due to heat waves in some parts of China, which may suppress the demand for steel market. Next, let's take a quick look at China's steel inventory, production and consumption data this week, which will help us better understand the current supply and demand situation in China. China's total inventory of major steel products is around 16 million tons. Although the inventory is falling, the decline has slowed down significantly compared with last week. And in terms of production level, like last week, because the profit margin of China's steel mills is still falling, as a result, the growth is very slight, while apparent consumption in China, we can see that showed a small decline, indicates that players in the current market are more cautious and bearish on the market outlook. So what will happen to the steel market next week? From QMIC's point of view, our forecast is the same as last week. Chinese steel prices may continue to fluctuate with a slight rise. The good news this week is that the heat wave has subsided in most parts of China, and the high temperature is dropping. The power shortage is gradually easing, which may help demand to recover in the next few weeks. However, in the next 3 months, from next month to November, which is what we call the peak season for the steel market, if the Chinese government does not introduce more policy measures to stimulate market sentiment, consumption, and investments, prices and demand may not rebound significantly as in the past few years. What are your thoughts on next week's prices? Do you think the China steel market will continue to fluctuate upwards? Leave your opinions in the comment below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe our channel and give us a thumbs up. Just hit the subscribe and the like buttons right here. Also, if you want to get a detailed weekly report that we only share with subscribers, you can send us an email to the address on screen. See you next week. Bye bye.